Hey everybody, KC here. Yeah, I'm outside. It's spring. Oh, it's just so great. Finally, the weather here has just been absolutely terrible. Glad to have a nice day. I'm gonna just do as much work outside as I possibly can. I wanted to tell you a little bit about something I was reading the other day. It was from IBM CEO Arvind Krishna. And he was basically talking about the whole debate about people returning to the office, working in the office versus remote work. And listen, this is a big deal, and it's not just a big deal to bosses and employees, but also to the mayors of cities that have a lot of empty office space right now, and all the various businesses, restaurants and delis, and all sorts of support businesses that basically are feeding off those offices. And if they're empty, it puts a lot of the economy at risk. Anyway, one of the things that Krishna said was, listen, it was really important for people to start thinking about coming back to the office like 3 days a week. Listen, it doesn't have to be every minute, he says, and we don't have to exist under the old rules where people were watching you and micromanaging you every second. He said that we're not even mandating it at IBM. We're encouraging it. We're encouraging people to come in 3 days a week would be great. But he made clear in the comments that he was making that while it's not being mandated and it is being encouraged, it's important that people understand that if you are in the office, you're being exposed to your bosses, you're being exposed to your leaders. And, advancement in a company is often, usually, in fact, should be linked to things like commitment, hard work, innovation, and collaboration. And while algorithms can be used to sort of understand how well people are doing, even in remote work, the fact of the matter is there's a certain amount of intuition. There's a certain amount of seat of the pants understanding that has to take place. When you're with people, you get a sense of how well they're performing and what kind of leaders they might be. The bottom line, he said, is if you want a job, okay, don't worry about coming into the office. But if you want a career, it's probably a good idea to come in 3 days a week. And it's really not just about the office. It's also about the people. Now, see, this strikes me as being completely reasonable. And people have a choice, and I understand that the starkness of the choices and the variety of choices, they became pretty clear during the pandemic when people were not able to go to the office, and suddenly they had a different sense of priorities. But I think, listen, if I were a young person, or even just younger than I am right now, and wanted to get ahead in an organization, and I wanted to prove my commitment, my focus on innovation, my willingness to go above and beyond and do hard work, I'd want to be in a situation where people could see that was possible. I've always tell my kids, you want to be the go-to person in your organization, whatever you happen to be doing. You can't really prove that remotely. Listen, it's all about choice. You can choose to have a job. You can choose to have a career. But one of the things that's really important to keep in mind is choices like these are rarely easy. You have to understand what your priorities are, and you have to understand what the repercussions are depending on the choices you make. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.